So Geostorm is a movie about people controlling the weather. If that's the case, then I guess I can control. Geostorm is a directorial debut of Dean Devlin, and it stars Gerald Butler, Ed Harris, Andy Garcia. And the first part of the film takes place in 2019, and in 2019, natural disasters have been affecting the planet. So these world leaders come together, and they release a whole bunch of satellites into the space, and they combine the satellites to create this massive space station. And this massive space station was able to control the weather to protect the civilians from natural causes. But the system malfunctions and it starts to attack Earth. Now our characters are trying to figure out who is behind all of this, who is controlling the system. I heard this film was supposed to come out like years ago. It was shelved and then it was put back in production and then it was shelved again. But finally they released it in studio and they produced it, they directed the film, they filmed it, they dished it out to the theater. And I was able to see it. And I kind of believe that they should have kept this movie on the shelf with lots of dust. And I'll explain why. I saw the trailer for it. I was thinking to myself, 2012, San Andreas, Day After Tomorrow. Now, Day After Tomorrow is one of my favorite natural disaster films of all time, of course. But for Geostorm, I thought Geostorm could be close to those films. But actually, Geostorm was about 10 steps back into the past of, I don't know where I'm going with this. I just say tonally, this film kind of felt like a comedy, and these characters was really trying to deliver on a lot of one-liners and lots of funny lines that doesn't really mesh with the tone of this whole entire movie. This is a natural disaster and people are dying. And in the first part of the movie, they focus more on the political aspect of the geostorm, of this natural disasters when all the weather climate starts to attack Earth and people are dying. So pretty much these world leaders are pretty much having a discussion and debate throughout the whole entire movie. These characters are delivering one-liners. I do not buy it or at all. And these characters was really over the top, but for a film that's trying to take itself seriously, but having these characters go over the top, dropping one-liners, I'm thinking to myself, okay, is this supposed to be funny or is it supposed to be a serious film? I'm getting mixed messages watching this film. Butler, he's the main character named Jacob, and also Jim Sturgis, he plays a character named Max. They're brothers, but yet I don't really feel the chemistry with one another. I just felt like that Gerald Butler was a dick towards his little brother throughout the whole entire film. And Gerald Butler, to really tell you the truth, I didn't really feel his performance, and he's in one location throughout the whole entirety of this film. There's a connection he has with his daughter, but the film had a hard time trying to develop a chemistry with his daughter. This had opportunity to give the audience a reason to feel for his character, but they hinted the dynamic approach, but then they just disbanded the approach, like in the first act of the movie and the second act. And then the third act, they want to bring it up. Talk about the script was definitely cringe-worthy. Oh my God. There's this one character I cannot lie. He quoted The Dark Knight. There's this character talking to the President of the United States who's being played by Andy Garcia. This person asks the President of the United States, being played by Andy Garcia. He asked him, how did you live? And his answer was one of the most stupidest answers I ever heard in my life. His answer was, I'm the President of the United States of America. How did you live? And your best answer is, I'm the President of the United States of America? You might as well say, because I'm Batman. If I was a President of the United States and someone asked me that same question, here's the most badass thing I would do. How did you live? to really point out the few things that was really good with this film was shot well on certain scenes. There are some scenes that had some good CGI. They had some good cinematography added in. But then you could see the green screen, the bad CGI effects, and Gerald Butler's cartoon head. You will notice that within this film. So really, merely the CGI was pretty much on the low end, and the acting from Andy Garcia and Ed Harris was definitely not on point. You can tell that these actors was definitely there for a paycheck because their performances was below average. Gerald Butler did the best he could, but he couldn't elevate the film of what it already is. But what the film already is, the film is trying to become a comedy while trying to become something serious. And you'll think that this film was going to have so much destruction porn. No, it was softcore destruction porn. The movie focused more on its political aspect than the destruction. Political aspect of this film was boring. I gotta say, the score, me personally, I don't like the score. I felt like this film structurally and how the score ties in with the ending of this film, I felt like it was an ending of a Transformers film. The dialogue was cringeworthy. The CGI was definitely not on point. There was an attempted green screen that was definitely bad. Performances was just average at best. Gerald Butler couldn't really do anything. Andy Garcia, I couldn't really buy Andy Garcia as president because Andy Garcia is a Cuban American actor. And when I was watching him on screen, he had an accent. A Cuban accent. And I'm just sitting there like, and the destruction aspect was definitely disappointing. I thought there's going to be a lot more destruction. No, they focused more on a political aspect than a destruction. And the destruction wasn't fascinating or wasn't really interesting to watch. It was pretty much the same old, same old. I gotta give this film a George Clooney bat ass, bat nipples. Definitely not a film you should really watch. It's just a really disappointing film. And why is this? Back to back, Snowman and now Geostorm, back to back, two bad movies I've seen. This is just a bad day. So guys, have you seen Geostorm? Don't answer that question. What is your favorite natural disaster movie? Give me all your thoughts below. So guys, if you like everything you see and you agree, click right here, join me in the Batman family. I'll have more Batman task reviews on the way. You have been warned. Till then,